Hey, Jeff Uda here with Inbound Logistics. I'm here with Kevin McWilliams, Director of Major Accounts for Yale Lift Truck Technologies. Kevin, thank you so much for stopping to talk today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How's the show going for you guys?
Going really well. A lot of activity, a lot of traffic here at the DSC booth. So
Awesome. Talk to me a little bit about the Yale Route Runner that you got there. It's making its debut for direct store delivery. How does this two-in-one solution, I guess you guys are pitching it as, how does that solve the physical strain and equipment swapping headaches that delivery drivers are facing every day?
Yes, the goal of this product is to eliminate steps and time it takes to make the delivery. So we've made it a nested solution that will bring directly the product from the truck to the store. It unnests, goes right directly into the store, into the cooler. It helps the driver merchandise quicker with less steps, less effort, and ultimately more productive.
Hey, Jeff Uda here with Inbound Logistics. I'm here with Clay Hendricks, Global Product Manager, Telemetry and Safety Systems for Yale Lift Truck Technology. Clay, thank you so much for stopping by to talk to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to have you.
Clay, we're talking about the Yale Pedestrian Awareness Camera, part of the Yale Reliant system. How does this technology move beyond simple beeping alerts to actually intervening and slowing down trucks to prevent any accidents before they happen?
Yeah, on the pedestrian awareness camera system, we've got the operator remote, lives inside the compartment, does audible and visual alerts for the operator, gives them awareness around the truck where the interaction is happening that they can react to. We also, in the Yale equipment, have an optional traction alert, a third level of alert that gives the operator another form of feedback that there's an interaction with the pedestrian around the equipment, similar to a coast mode or letting your foot off the accelerator is what that operator will feel, just as another form of notice that they need to react to their surroundings to avoid any pedestrian interaction.
Excellent. Now, with the projected need for 350 million square feet of new logistics space by 2030, plus space, the labor gap's only growing. How is Yale positioning its 2026 tech suite to ensure that smaller, less experienced workforces can still hit those high productivity targets safely?
Yeah. We've got safety solutions in pedestrian awareness camera and other Reliant technologies, a whole portfolio that we can choose from to help those facilities with the different needs that they have. In addition to that, the Yale Vision system, the telematics, that's giving them insights and information to productivity, to challenges and opportunities that are existing within their entire fleet and operation that they can work through to increase and be ready for the productivity needs of the future.
Hey, Jeff Uda here with Inbound Logistics. I'm here with Kyle Smart, Sales Manager of Automation for Yale Lift Truck Technologies. Kyle, thanks so much for stopping to chat.
Absolutely.
Kyle, we want to talk about what's going on here at MODEX2026. In the industry, though, what's the single biggest pain point that your customers are bringing to you this year that maybe they weren't bringing to you 2 years ago?
Well, I'm going to respond from an automation perspective because obviously that's what I do,
yep.
And a lot of the customers that we've been speaking to are still really early in their journey. They're dealing with the pressures, the labor shortages, the safety concerns that come with those labor shortages, and just having to hire anybody to move material today, and therefore needing to automate. And biggest pain point being is, where do I get started, and what's that really investment going to look like to get started, and since I'm still figuring it out, how am I able to make changes, who makes those changes, and those are a lot of the things that we're talking about because we're solving for those barriers to entry and trying to address that pain.
Okay, great. Speaking of that digital journey, what's the biggest mistake that you see companies making when they first take those steps to try to get to that digital transformation?
Yeah, biggest mistake to me is just trying to ultimately maybe start with too complex applications, trying to really tackle the hard stuff first, instead of really understanding the technology, getting it implemented in a simple, repetitive, ideally horizontal movement to be able to really grow together, have your operations and just the overall culture embracing automation begin to mold around that, and then scaling up from there. I'd say that's probably the biggest mistake, just trying to bite off too much too quick, get started, and then scale up and do that with confidence.
Awesome. All right, so let's break there. That's the general questions, and then we'll set up for the specific questions. Are you good to go with those? Or?
Yeah.
Take a look.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go back then in 3, 2. All right, Kyle, Yale's moving away from the all or nothing automation message. All right. How does the Yale Relay Portal help facility managers start small with maybe a handful of automated units before investing in that larger fleet of automated lift trucks?
Sure. Well, the portal is really taking away the need for someone that has software engineering or coding experience, which we're finding is also a shrinking labor pool. And it's removed the need to have those kinds of resources implementing automation for you. And therefore, being able to get started quicker and easier and see an implementation actually start to provide you beneficial use within a matter of just a couple of short weeks versus months. And also being able to ultimately make adjustments after the fact too. Once that aha moment occurs, which does in many cases, we need to make those adjustments to be more efficient. The portal enables all of that, and ultimately, Relay's paired with the ability to get started by renting that solution and doing so to prove out that system, and you can scale up, scale down, and you don't have to have a significant upfront investment and approval to be able to get started. So those two things paired together is how we're solving that.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to expand on that a little bit because you said that no coding experience is needed. So one of the biggest hurdles to automation is that whole technical complexity. So if this allows routes to be remapped without coding experience, how does a floor supervisor change a robot's path, say in minutes rather than days?
Well, really, it's the portal being drag and drop. It's a consolidated interface, and it allows for those map updates to happen really with a mouse and keyboard. And you don't have, again, that expertise. A lot of those proprietary tools that are used to make those map updates in a lot of other situations and other supplier offerings. And that extends to route changes, pick and drops that need to be added or removed. It's consolidated within that user-friendly portal, and that's really what makes it tangible.